Hello and welcome to another update on the Dow Jones. A quick update here on the 1 hour time frame. The overall context remains unchanged, so we don't need to talk too much about it. The overall context still suggests that we might have formed already a major top here in December and that we have started a much larger correction in the white scenario where the initial decline here into the April low was an A wave. We're now in a B wave. And then if we now, in the next decline, that will be key, see a break below this support area, specifically below $37,850, I'm talking about a decisive break, then this would likely indicate we are moving down lower as per the white scenario, which would then complete a larger degree A wave, which would then be part of a much larger correction. So the magnitude is quite substantial of that potential correction that could be coming up. However, I would slightly prefer at the moment the concept or the idea of one more high, because the correction that started in December was a three-wave move down. That does keep the door open for higher. Okay, we don't need a three-wave, we don't need necessarily a five-wave move down as part of this white scenario. Yeah, an A wave can be three waves, so that in itself is not a guarantee we go higher. There are no guarantees anyway. But yeah, it's just, I think it counts best with one more high. But either way, it will be the next pullback that will decide which one it is. Is it the yellow scenario that allows one more high in this extended move to the upside, this bull market, and this larger degree third wave will shift here? Or have we topped already? I think it will be the next pullback that will give us a really good insight. It will set the stage for the months to come. Why? Because once we get this correction, we can identify more of the structure. So if the pullback is indeed a three-wave move, I'm going to label that here. So this at the moment is only let's say, sketched how it could unfold, right? It's too early to say that even locally here we've topped, but if the move down is a three-wave move as shown here in yellow, which would also be an ABC structure, and we're holding above the 78.6 retracement, then the overall pathway for higher prices remains very open. Because yes, we have a three-wave move up from the April low. That in itself isn't clearly bullish, but it could just be an A wave in the fifth wave. Yeah, we're dealing with a larger diagonal pattern there. So the fifth wave would be an ABC structure. So we don't necessarily expect the development of five-wave patterns, yeah? So it's not necessarily bearish that the move up from the April low is only in three waves. We just need to be aware of that. If we zoom in a little bit, yeah, so I'm going to track here for a potential correction to the downside, a corrective pullback. If it's an impulsive decline, yeah, then it's more likely the white scenario. But in the short term, the main question is, have we actually topped? Well, I can tell you that this decline from the 19th of May high looks a bit like a five-wave move. Obviously, we shouldn't focus too much on micro counting. I mean, this can shift quite a lot. These are quite fragile patterns. But please note that it looks a bit like a five-wave move down. However, any break now above this resistance area, we're currently testing it this week, could suggest that we're going for one more upside extension. The move up from the April low is definitely long enough to constitute, well, an ABC structure, yeah. I cannot rule out one more high, especially as long as this last swing low is holding. The previous update, we talked about these previous signal lines. They are both still holding. So we're still moving above critical swing lows. So there is no evidence a top necessarily has formed other than a micro five-wave move down. That could set the stage for this correction, but it's always then the move up afterwards that will define, is it really a downtrend? So it's a corrective rally. If we form a lower high now, break down, I think we are following the larger correction. Again, whether it's the yellow or white count will only become clear then. For now, the focus on the shorter time frame is on whether we hold below resistance. And if we get one more high, then the area around $43,140 to $43,290 will be next resistance. For me, the main takeaway is that The risk is high. The rally from the April low could be done. We have an early signal. The top might be in. That's in itself not enough to confirm it. Topping is oftentimes a process, not one single event. So we need a little bit more price action confirmation there. I would not be surprised at this point if the market gives us one more extension, but a pullback is definitely due now. All the targets have been reached. It's a three-wave move to the upside so far. Normally we say, if this is an ABC structure, the C wave internally should reach minimally the 100% extension. That's been reached. Yeah, that was reached already here mid-May. We pushed a little higher, which is absolutely fine. That's not absolutely not overextended. We've just pushed a little bit above the minimum target. So that's the update on the Dow Jones. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.